Hey friends, Allison Hillman here. I am the Allison and BTP by Allison, Been There Photography, and this is another episode of Lady Boss Branding's 3, 2, 1 Blast, where I'm bringing you the best St. Louis has to offer in the way of small business and nonprofits. If you follow me on social media at all, you know that a special place in my heart is the home of the Gateway Men's Chorus. I actually serve on their board of directors, and there is nothing like this organization. The value that they bring to our community, the I could go on and on, but I'm not going to. That's why I have our next guest, Jon Garrett, the artistic director for the chorus, is here. Hello, my friend.
Hey, how are you?
I am great. Thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
So this is a new gig for you. You started in August. So you're the new face of the organization. I know that you would not want to say you're the face. But the thing that I love is I have been watching the chorus now. I've been in St. Louis now for almost 8 years. So I'm going to say I discovered them about 3 years ago. And
Mhm.
you've just brought a new energy, a new flair. You've brought back some of that old vibe that I remember in the beginning. I know GMC has become a home for you. What does that look like?
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, choruses are just these amazing, supportive places to begin with, but GMC even more, I think, than most, just by nature of the fact that the organization was founded as a harbor for gay men in the 80s during the AIDS crisis. You know, that's the roots of this organization. And although it's grown, and continues to grow, and hopefully will never stop growing um, as we broaden, horizons on every side. It's still a haven for just for people, not even just for any one group anymore, because we welcome all gender identities, all orientations um, into the chorus now. As we say, as long as someone can safely sing in the tenor or the bass range, because we won't. That's a part of our identity that we believe is unique, and that the world needs is that sort of traditional, men's sound. But anyway, I digress. But that's probably going to be a hallmark of this chat. um, anyway, so it's a home because it's a harbor. It's a place where men and women and trans folk can come together and just know that they're going to be accepted and they're going to be loved and they're going to be supported if they need support. And then on top of that, they can find an artistic outlet, and they can be a part of something that's bigger than themselves and something that we can be proud of. Um, and those are the reasons that I love it too. I mean, yes, I'm the artistic director, but I'm a member as well. I consider myself to be um, in the same role as every other one of our members, which is I bring my gifts to the table and I receive so much more than I bring.
And that says a lot because you bring a lot to the table. So
Thank you.
the chorus is entering, well, we're in the middle of the 33rd season,
Mm-hmm.
and this has been a unique one. The chorus has been through challenges upon challenges upon challenges. And, but the chorus hasn't quit through all this. You all are still holding rehearsals.
We
You're
are.
still meeting to do the social events and things like that. What
Mm-hmm.
does that look like from a director's standpoint?
Well, I'm not going to lie. It's really scary and it's challenging, but it further strengthens that idea that we are coming together to do something great, that's bigger than ourselves. And we're a part of something that has the power and the ability to change others and to change us. Um, and so, yeah, it currently looks like, I mean, it's a whole different world. We are doing, at the time that we had our regular in-person rehearsals, we are now doing virtual rehearsals via Zoom. Um,
Wow.
Godsend. Not perfect, you know, but we've figured out a way to just keep the guys and the singers engaged in the music that we're doing, keep the music fresh, see one another's faces. You know, we spend a few minutes at the beginning of every rehearsal just catching up, which has been great. And you know, it's a very strange venue because of the time lags and the different internet speeds that everyone has. I have to give instruction and then mute everyone. And so as we're running everything, I cannot hear a thing except my own self. And but it's so different. But you know what? It's serving a purpose, and we're meeting a need. You know, the need of keeping the singers engaged and with the music and with one another, and keeping the music fresh as best as we can. We're also working on a virtual choir piece. I've done an arrangement of a beautiful civil rights hymn called
Mm,
"We Shall Overcome." And man, the themes are just universal about the power of the human spirit to persevere and to triumph. Um, in fact, one of my dear friends is the grandson of the former president of the NAACP here in
oh, how
St.
cool.
Louis. And I just checked. Yeah, I asked him to just ask her, you know, if there would be any sensitivities to a largely, you know, um,
Sure.
Caucasian group doing this song that was really written and inspired by the civil rights movement. And she said, "Go for it."
I love
Absolutely.
it.
Love the idea. So I love that too. Anyway, so we're working on a virtual choir piece. We are, as you mentioned, doing lots of social engagements, just giving the guys lots of opportunities to stay connected. And here's the thing, it's not for everyone. I've had some of the singers call me and say, you know, I apologize. I haven't been attending the Zoom rehearsals, but I wanted you to know that I'm still plugged in. And we provide them with really great quality practice materials, practice tracks that they can sing along with. And so some of them, that's just a more palatable venue for them. So we're just, you know, um, we're doing everything that we can to give the guys what they need and to keep the mission going forward. You know, the mission is to promote musical excellence through gay culture, and we're really even working on expanding that as well to include elements of you know, through musical excellence as well as personal integrity and character, because that is a hallmark not just of gay culture but of humanity. You know, uh,
Absolutely.
so and then one other little thing that we're doing just to stay engaged in this new sort of remote digital era is we're putting together some theory and sight singing classes, just as another way to help our singing membership stay fresh, you know, to sharpen their skills, to challenge them a little bit. Again, not for everyone, but a lot of our singers are very excited about it, and I feel that, you know, every little thing that we can do to help every individual up their game not only benefits them, but it benefits the group. So
Because you don't have to know how to read music to sing in the chorus, correct?
absolutely not. We are a non-audition community chorus, and we welcome, as I said before, anyone who can sing safely tenor or bass, so the lower vocal ranges. Um, and that includes trans people, both trans males and trans females, and cis females. as long as they can safely sing in those ranges, they are welcome to sing with us. We do a little voice placement, which is not an audition. It's just so that I can learn about the timbre of a singer's voice, get some specifics about their range, some other aspects of their vocal artistry, I want to say, just so that I can properly place them and properly challenge them. But then, of course, we work from music, and many of our members do read, and it's very important to them, but it is not at all a requirement. And that's part of the reason that I spend lots of time, to be honest, creating and recording practice tracks for the chorus. And so we provide, whether they're a visual learner, whether they're an oral learner, or whether they're more of an intellectual learner. I mean, gosh, we even try to provide sort of kinesthetic means of reinforcement of the music. I mean, because singing really is, now don't laugh when I say this, and voice teachers will go, yes, amen. Singing is an athletic event.
It is. It really is.
It involves our whole body, and the voice is the only instrument on the planet that you can't manipulate with your hands. It's contained inside your body, and in order to work on vocal technique, we have to use these images and ideas and sensations that we really can't manipulate. So anyway, I digress, but we use all of these different kinds of reinforcement, and we want to provide all of the tools that anyone could need to feel comfortable and say they're having fun. I really do think that most, if not all, the guys would tell you right now, yeah, we're having fun, we're moving forward, we're getting challenged, but not overly challenged, and we're proud of what we're doing right now.
I remember when I played ball that my coach never was on me about training throughout the year because I did choir, theater, and band. And he knew that through those things, I was still keeping in shape. And no one else understood it. And he was like, you go do the choir routines that they're doing and the theater dance routines, or join the marching band and do their activities and see if you can keep up with her. So it definitely is, it takes some stamina. So musical greatness. The chorus has been on America's Got Talent. They've performed all over the country. But you have some greatness too. Tell me a little bit about your background.
Oh my goodness. I wouldn't say greatness, but let's see. So my background, my BA is in music. Piano was my primary instrument. I've just completed a master's in music performance at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, where I also studied vocal performance and vocal pedagogy. But yeah, I mean, my career path has been, I would say, fairly typical of a lot of professional musicians. One thing that I'm really proud of, and it's been a while ago now, but I had the privilege of recording a solo album in 2009. It's a Christmas album called To Find Love There. But a lot of the songs, I think half of the songs on the album are originals. And it's a project that I'm still proud of to this day. But yeah, these days I absolutely love music directing. Contemporary music theater is a bit of a niche for me. And teaching, I teach at SLU and St. Charles Community College. Love working with singers of all levels, and I've done a bit of performing as an opera singer as well. Haven't done that. Well, I actually sort of took a hiatus from singing opera and singing with the St. Louis Chamber Chorus, which I also did for 10 or 11 years when I began working on my master's. And then after the master's, the career, took a new path and made it not so easy to participate in those things anymore. But
Sure.
I love where I am today. I love the direction that, my life is heading. I have three beautiful daughters. And yeah, life is good.
So the chorus is not, they're a nonprofit. So obviously, if people wanted to show them some love, I'll have the link to do that. If you're on Facebook and watching this up above, or if you're on YouTube, scroll a little down to the description. But you guys are giving back. You're featuring a restaurant every week with Takeout Tuesday. What started that?
That was kind of the brainchild of our membership committee, which is headed by our chorus manager, Ryan Garner, and who's also a board member, and board member Kevin Kilker, who is also on the membership committee, and he does a million other things. Anyway, they just had this idea. We don't benefit financially at all from that. We get no kickbacks or anything, but it's just a way, especially in the current environment, where the economy is just upside down in every which way. It's a way for us to just provide a little support to some local restaurants, that we love and want to reach out to. So that's all that
That's
is.
that's been pretty cool to see the process of that, of membership throwing out ideas of the restaurants and then partnering with them. I know, if I looked into it a little bit before this, you can go to the Gateway Men's Chorus Instagram page, and then soon on their website, they're going to have that listed every week for the restaurant of the week. So that's something I think that's so cool. And with the way curbside and everything has to be these days, restaurants are, I don't want to say desperate, but they're, pun intended, they're hungry for a new avenue to do that. So, all right, Jon.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea too.
I thank you so much for coming on to tell us about the chorus. Now let's get to know you a little bit better. I always say that you've got to make business personal. For those of you watching at home, why not get to know the leader of the pack, Jon, a little bit deeper? Let me get my questions pulled up and the timer set. All right, my friend.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. What motivates you to work hard?
What motivates me to work hard? It's an inner drive. I don't know how or when it sort of developed in my life, but hard work and challenge produce results. And I tell it to my students all the time. I've tried to raise my kids that way. Anything that is worth doing is not going to be completely free from challenge. And I've been watching some videos recently about how the chemical balance in the brain changes as you embrace and become more willing to do hard things. Something as simple as taking a cold shower can over time start to change the brain chemistry. And so it's a personal value, I guess. Yeah, I'm not afraid of challenge. Bring it on.
Cool. I know you're a Starbucks fanatic. If you could meet any celebrity, alive or dead, for Starbucks, what would it be? Or who would it be?
Who would the celebrity be? My goodness. Yeah, this may be a little cliche, but I'm going to say Ludwig van Beethoven.
Oh, I love it. What's your favorite family tradition? What's been your favorite family tradition
Family
or
tradition.
memory?
Man, recently we've been doing this Friendsgiving sometime around Thanksgiving. And it's kind of been growing over the last couple of years. But my dad, my bio dad, is some mix of German, and my mom is full-blooded Lebanese. And Lebanese is one of my favorite foods on the planet. And so for Friendsgiving, we do a Lebanese feast. And I mean, it's ridiculous. So, that's been one of my favorite traditions recently.
Cool. What makes you laugh the most?
Dad jokes.
Yeah.
I
I knew
love
you
them
were going to
so
say
much.
that. All right. So I don't ask this question very often, but since you're a singer, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh my gosh. It's gonna be cliche again, and it's just because I've done this so much at weddings, but the Under Bocelli Celine Dion duet, "The Prayer." I do a solo version of
Yeah.
that. It's just, I can do it. I can roll out of bed and sing it, and it's a crowd pleaser. So I have to say that. Although I
It's
never
so.
sing karaoke.
If you were a superhero, what superpower would you have?
Oh man. Uh, I would have the power to heal.
I love it. All right. So St. Louis lightning round. What's your favorite St. Louis zoo animal?
Man, what was the baby elephant? Raja?
Yep. All right. Favorite St. Louis attraction?
I'm again cliche, but I'm gonna have to say the arch or the new wheel. That was pretty fun.
I haven't been up in it yet. That's one of my first activities after this is over. All
I
right.
will
So
tell
you have
you, the
friends.
VIP card is worth it.
Okay. All right. So you friends come to town. They tell you, show us St. Louis. Where are you taking them?
Man, so many places. The art museum. We're gonna go to the botanical gardens. Um, yeah, we're probably, speaking of gardens, we're probably gonna do like a garden shop tour. Um, Rolling
Oh,
Ridge,
cool.
there, Garden Heights. We're gonna go. Oh, Maypop. We're gonna go all those places.
Love it.
Oh, and then the other thing
John,
we're gonna do is we're gonna do a thrift store tour.
I'm going on that with you
Yay!
because I know you're saying, no one can thrift like you do. John, thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Folks, this has been another episode of Lady Boss Branding's 3-2-1 Blast, where we're keeping business personal. Remember, every time that a business owner or a nonprofit gets some support, they do a little happy dance. So make sure you're shopping and supporting local and putting a little groove back into our world. Have a great day.